So today we're going to talk about periodic table trends. The first trend we're going to talk about is atomic radii. Radii is just a word that means radiuses, right? So it's the plural form of radius. And if you remember from geometry, radius is just the distance from the center of a circle to the outside. So the larger the radius, the larger the atom. So atomic radius just means the size. So when we're talking about size, there's a trend on the periodic table. As we go down the periodic table, you're increasing energy levels. So hydrogen is 1s1, lithium 2s1, and so as we go down, we're getting larger and larger atoms. So our trend is that as we go down, atomic size increases. As we go across, atomic size decreases. Now this is a little counterintuitive because lithium has 3 protons, fluorine has 9. And you would think, oh, fluorine's a larger atom, but that's not true. Lithium carries himself large. He only has 3 protons, and so he carries his elements out here, and he's got swagger down the hallway. Okay? He takes up a lot of space, even though he's not that large. Fluorine, as we go across, they get smaller. The more protons you have, the tighter you're going to hold those electrons. So everybody give yourself a hug. Right? If you hold your electrons in tighter, you take up less space. So your size decreases as you gain that positive charge. So the 2 elements we're going to refer to today, we're going to look at fluorine and we're going to look at francium. Francium, if you can tell by this, is the largest on this side and the largest down here. So not being politically correct, I call this element Fat Francis. Right? And it's Francis with an I, it's a girl. Okay? So Fat Francis, we'll give her some crazy hair. Ooh, crazy hair. Alright? She got arms, she got some little legs. Okay. Okay, so there's our Francis. And then we have fluorine, so I call her Flora. And she is all, we'll just take this and make a, she wears a little cute little mini skirt, right? And she's hugging herself, right? Give yourself a hug. She's got beautiful hair, right? So we've got Fat Francis and lovely Flora sitting over here. Obviously, helium is the smallest element because it's only in the 1s2. It's smaller, but really we're going to talk about fluorine for the rest of our analogy for our periodic table trends. So atomic size goes larger as we get down and smaller as we go across. Our second trend we're going to talk about is ionization energy. Ionization energy is the energy it takes to make an ion or to take an electron. It's like stealing. How easy is it? How much energy does it take to steal that electron? Okay, so we're going to become little thieves. Is it easier to steal from Fat Francis, who can't run and chase you down because she's fat, or Flora, who's holding her electrons in so tightly that you can't get to them? Who's it going to be easier to steal from?
Fat Francis.
Fat Francis. So Francis is holding her pocketbook like, wee, look at it, it's like flying in the air, right? It's really easy to steal from Francis. It's really hard to steal electrons from fluorine. So as we go across, it's hard, it takes more energy to take electrons from fluorine. So as we go across, ionization energy increases. And as we go down, ionization energy decreases. Energy is low, it's easy to take those electrons. If energy is high, it's hard to take those electrons. How much energy does it take to steal that electron? Okay, one more. Our last one is electronegativity. Electronegativity means how attractive an element is for electrons. Okay, attractiveness. Who's more attractive? Fat Francis or fluorine? So, electronegativity, how attractive you are to bonding electrons, also has the same trend as ionization energy. Electronegativity is a measured value. This is the only one that gets an actual value. Fluorine is the most electronegative atom. So it gets an electronegativity of 4. So it's like on a scale of 1 to 10, but 4 is the highest on this scale, right? So fluorine, she's hot. She got a value of 4.
Okay, we're back on.
Okay, so on a scale, like the hotness scale, like, oh, she's a 10. Well, fluorine, the scale's to a 4, so she's a 4. There's no one higher. Electronegativity, how attractive you are to bonding electrons. So we ignore the noble gases when it comes to electronegativity. They don't like to bond at all. They're in their own exclusive club. So we're cutting the periodic table off here. Just like in high school, right, there are cliques. All those little hot people like to hang out together. So as you go away from fluorine, those are also the other attractive people. So these guys are also high in electronegativity. And then as you get away from fluorine, they get really unattractive. You might want to guess what fluorine's scale, what her number might be? If the scale goes to 4.
1.
So close. Poor Frances is a 0.3. She doesn't even get a whole number, right? I know, it's sad. Let's give her a tear. Okay. Periodic table trends.
Yay!
We would like to thank Ms. Everdays for taking her time to show us how to do that. Okay, and cut.